Greetings and welcome to Sunday School lesson for today. Hold on. And today we are in Sunday School once again. This is Miss Donna with you, and we're going to go ahead and get started with Genesis Sunday School lesson. I hope you have had an amazing week. I know I have had a wonderful time on Saturday attending a beautiful birthday party. Tell me, what did you do over your weekend? And also let me know where you're checking in from. So here we are, Sunday school today, and we are going to go through some amazing information about the Bible and what we are going to be studying for the next many weeks. And this is for teens, so you can just ask any question you want, come in and just get to know what's in the Bible, especially what's in Genesis. I want you to be comfortable and make sure that you're able to, I want you to feel comfortable enough to ask any question that you want and just kind of enjoy yourself in this class. Don't have to be stuffy, come as you are. As you can tell, I am as well. And we're going to go through Genesis. But today we are going to talk about the author of Genesis and how he got that information and what is the purpose. What can we get out of the book of Genesis? The reason why I like it so much. Have you ever wondered who in the world wrote the book of the Bible? Well, I can tell you it was a lot of people that wrote it. A lot of different men who were inspired by God to write his word, to give the word based on what God was telling them, impressing on their heart. Now, the book of Genesis, along with the next four books that are typically in the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, were all attributed to Moses, one man. And Moses spent a lot of time with God. But guess what? He didn't come onto the scene until about 3,000 years after the world was created, per the information in the Bible and archaeologists. So, about 3,000 years later, Moses came on the scene. And then some things happened, which we'll learn about in the book of Exodus, which is extremely interesting book as well. But we'll find out how Moses was selected and how he was instructed to get the information from God to put in those first five books called the Pentateuch or Torah. So those books he was given, he was instructed by God to write those books. And that happened after he came on the scene about 3,000 years after the Bible was written, after God created the earth. So, Moses spent a lot of time in the mountains talking to God and writing down the information that God was giving him regarding the beginning of the earth, how he put it all together. And with what Moses wrote down and archaeologists and scientists kind of put together, then what's in these books actually have some truth to them, and can be documented. So Moses wrote Genesis, which is really translated into the beginning, and he also wrote four other books with that. But Genesis is a book that, of course, documents some of the very first things that happened when God created the earth. So all those things that God created, we're going to see them. We're going to study about them and see how it makes so much sense the way God created the earth and the order that he used to create it. The other thing about Genesis to note is that Genesis is a book of beginnings, and everything that is in the book of Genesis is just a beginning. And you will see, stick around, you'll see that there are so many things that happened in Genesis that are still happening today. They're still occurring. So many places you still hear about today are still active spots of history being made. Um, and just how people respond to people, how we love each other, how we meet, um, how we go about our purpose in our lives is very much similar to what was happening at the beginning as documented in Genesis. So it's not really hard to believe or understand because we can look at what's happening today in our society and compare that back to what was happening at the very beginning as documented in Genesis. And then truly we'll see, as Ecclesiastes 1:9 says, there is nothing new under the sun. Absolutely, or shall I there is absolutely nothing new under the sun. Everything is kind of repeats itself over and over again. So Genesis is a very interesting book. We'll see how things that were then are occurring now. And in addition to that, in each chapter, you're going to get this snapshot of what's new as things become new. And then we'll also again see that really those things that were new then, we're just reduplicating or they're reoccurring today. So, wow. In the end, though, we will find out, we will still understand that God loves us, He created us, and He loves us very much, and that He really wants us to know how much He loves us and to know how much He cares about us. And He documented this history for us in Genesis through Moses so that we will know that we are not here by accident. And so we will know that He does everything intentionally and He does it in a way that shows that He cares about us. And He cares about how comfortable we are here, that we have everything we need, and that we have purpose. So, and we'll see some of those purposes played out in different people and ancestors past, how they were able to understand their purpose on earth as they lived it out. So I'm really excited. Again, this is Miss Donna. You get in here, let us know. Invite a friend. Next week, we will be getting into chapter 1, and we will have some, I'll have some more visuals and questions and a little bit of games so you can kind of see or be engaged. And invite your friends, and we'll kind of break out and do some special games as well so that we leave each time kind of understanding a little bit more about this book, this history book of Genesis. Again, we will be using this book here, which is Genesis Beginnings, 50 chapters, 50 verses. And it is by yours truly, Donna Mack. And it's a really kind of easy going book. Each one, we just go through one verse in each chapter, but we'll expound upon that one verse. And of course, you get the opportunity to read the rest of the chapter and ask any questions you may have on what you've read. So next week, come and join me, 5 o'clock, and we will get to chapter 1 next week. And go ahead and read it if you want. Chapter 1 of the Bible. Doesn't matter which version you read, check it out. And what I want you to think about as you're reading it, think about the order that God created things. Think about, does it make sense the way he created them? So we're going to look at that order of how God created things next week. I hope to see you. Bring your friends, come in and you can chat. We can chat it up and, you know, find out a little bit about this history that God put out there just for you and for me. So remember, you are created by love. I want you to love yourself dearly this week. Take care of yourself as you love yourself. So a lot of times we think loving ourselves means giving ourselves a lot of things that we want but maybe don't need. Nah, loving yourself is taking care and making sure your temple is taken care of. So you're getting sleep, getting rest, and just kind of taking care of yourself and surrounding yourself with good energy, good love, and first loving you. Then you can love me and you can love the people around you. And the rest of that love, you're going to give it away. See you next week. Take care. Bye.